Greetings, Gar. I've decided to do a little series on reviewing all 5 miniguns, starting with the Halloween minigun. In this series, the miniguns will be graded on the same 5 factors. After every minigun has been reviewed, we will go over the best minigun to conclude the series. Additionally, we will cover extra things such as the minigun's appearance, accessibility, and more. Do note the extra factors will not have an effect on the overall rating. With that being said, let's go over the 5 deciding factors. Damage output. How much damage the minigun does per bullet and whether or not it pairs well with the fire rate. Accuracy/spread. How tight the bullet spread is at short and long distances, and whether or not it's reliable enough to be used from mostly any distance. Versatility. How well it does in various combat scenarios, and whether or not it can be used for all sorts of combat occasions. Stopping power. How quick the minigun can incapacitate and drain the stamina from saber users. Wow factor. What this minigun's signature tactical advantage is, if applicable, and whether or not it makes this minigun worth using. With all of that being covered, let's get into the review. First up on the agenda, the damage output. We will firstly start by testing the raw damage it produces from just one singular bullet, and then we will determine whether or not it pairs well with its designated fire rate. Without further explanation, let's begin. As demonstrated, the raw damage is very good. It does 23 damage to the head and 13 damage to the body. Pretty decent damage, I would say. Now we will test whether or not its damage pairs well with its fire rate. Wow, I'd say the damage and fire rate definitely go hand in hand given how it just melted the target. That will wrap up this part of the agenda, but before moving on, we must give it a rating on the chalkboard. Seeing as it does a lot of damage per bullet, alongside how fast it is able to eliminate players with its fire rate, I'd say it's pretty fair to give 3/4 of a star for its damage output. It's definitely good, but there is better, which you will see later in the series. Let's move on to the accuracy/spread. For the accuracy/spread, we are going to be testing it from short and afar, and see how accurate the minigun is from said distances, and whether or not the spread makes it inaccurate from long distances. Let's start by testing the accuracy at a short distance. It's not the best, but it isn't bad at all. I'd say it's reliable in close quarters combat, so let us test from afar. Pretty decent. In my opinion, it's overall a reliable minigun in terms of accuracy, and I'd say this is beginner-friendly. The spread is easy to control and it's accurate. I hardly missed a bullet. With that being said, I think it deserves half a star. It's reliable, but as I've said before, there is better. Let's move on to the next. Now, I'm obviously not the best rater, nor do I have the best aim, but as you can see, the minigun shredded groups and even won me a few 1-versus-1s. Overall, I would say it's very versatile. It can punish from both far and close quarters, and it feels sleek and simple compared to some other guns on Coruscant. Following that, I think 3/4 of a star is fair. Let's move on to the stopping power. All right, now we will cover the stopping power. We will test to see how quickly the Halloween minigun can break the stamina on both the single lightsaber and the dual lightsabers, as they will be the most common types of sabers you will encounter. Let's start with the single saber. Wow! It got drained in 1.86 seconds, very fast. We will now test out the dual lightsabers to see if they are any better. It only took around 2.09 seconds to drain the stamina from the dual lightsaber. Onto the rating, I think this deserves a full star. It's fairly quick in incapacitating saber users, earning its rating. Let's move on to the final factor. We will now be reviewing the Halloween minigun's wow factor. It appears there's nothing that stands out about this particular minigun, although I will say its fire rate and damage pairs up for a deadly combo. As much as I'd hate to do this, it can only earn a 1/4 star for this. Following this, we will close off with the appearance of the minigun and its accessibility. Looking at this minigun, it is visually appealing. It has some bats, coffins, skulls, pumpkin faces, jack-o'-lanterns, spiders, and spider webs. It has a really nice orange and purple color scheme, and it has an orange bullet trail. Moving on to the accessibility. This minigun was released on October 10th, 2023, and went off sale on November 16th, 2023. It was on sale for a total 37 days for around $20, so it's not uncommon to see it being used daily in Coruscant. Now that we have covered everything, let's go over the final rating. The Halloween minigun has earned 3/4 of a star for the damage output, 1/2 a star for the accuracy spread, 3/4 of a star for versatility, a full star for stopping power, and finally 1/4 of a star for its wow factor. This has earned it a total of 3¼ stars, which isn't bad. The gun is pretty mid-tier level, and it's a good weapon on Coruscant, but it's just above mid in terms of miniguns. That's going to wrap up the video. Make sure to like and subscribe, and leave a comment down below saying which minigun you would like to see next. Follow for more Coruscant videos coming soon, and spread the video so that I can reach the requirements for Star Creator. Also, special shout out to Fuzzy Mystic. Follow his channel linked in the description. With that being said, CYA next time, and have a good rest of your day.